Hey everybody, welcome back to Illiterate Book Club. I am Matt.
I'm John.
And this is going to be our spoiler review of The Witcher Episode 4.
Episode 4.
And so this one's called Of Banquets, Bastards, and Burials.
Yeah, that's my Friday nights.
Yeah, and so if you're new to this channel, we do movie reviews, trailer reactions, TV reviews, all that kind of stuff. If you're into it, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. And thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Let's get right into this one.
Okay, so this was a cool episode for a lot of different reasons, but for me, this is one of those, like, it's a perfect mid-season episode. Yeah. Knowing that it's 8 episodes, this is the one where it gives, like, a big piece of information that you didn't have before that lets you, and the one for me, and I think we both had this where, we, like, maybe it's us not paying close enough attention.
I guess.
But at the same time, like, we were going under the assumption that this was sort of all coincidental, sequential sort of storytelling.
Yeah.
And this is the moment where we realize, oh my goodness, Geralt's story is not
taking place at the same
time as Ciri's story.
Yeah.
This is like his is in the past, and maybe Yennefer's is in the past.
Yeah, we don't know that. Thanks.
Well,
I figured it. Okay, I got it.
Well, no, but I mean, it talks about her going through 30 years.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
As being a mage in the palace. Remember?
Oh wow. So
she threw that line out real quick.
I must have missed that.
We don't pay attention enough.
Oh,
anyway,
crazy.
so that like big thing, because the big reveal, of course, he is in the court of the very people we were introduced to with Ciri and her family at the beginning, right? The Lioness Queen.
Yeah.
And their whole sort of power and their this immaculate city that they're in.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. What I like about some of the like kind of details I really like that we have this bard character that's kind of oddly playing the role of a catalyst character. Yeah. You know, in the previous episode, he was the one that called him out in the bar and then got somebody else's attention.
Right.
And he's following him here. And now we have him saying, hey, I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah. And I like that entire interaction of like him at that banquet.
Yeah.
Of just being like
trying not to get killed.
Well, not Bart, but Geralt.
Oh, Geralt. Yeah.
Geralt, because he's just like sitting there and like he's just I love his like.
He
don't
looks
give
the
a
way
fuck
I feel
you know
at
what I'm
parties.
talking about? Like,
yeah.
I like how
I'm
he's
like,
just
I really don't want to be here.
Yeah, but he's just so cool and above it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To a
right.
certain degree. And I guess, I mean, I don't know if maybe they'll get into this later, but I don't know like the lifespan of Witchers, but apparently maybe I'd heard it, but I don't know.
It's definitely long.
Yeah,
it's longer
obviously
than humans.
longer. Yeah.
And we're not. Yeah. We haven't been told his age, at least in the
but
show.
I love his like irreverent. Yeah, like to just royalty in general, like
right.
where she's like trying to
you're not my authority,
intimidate him,
I don't care.
And, and he's like cool, you know what I mean? And I just love that entire arc. I mean, I felt like as you were saying, the third was your favorite episode. Like this is the last episode I've seen, so it's obviously great to see a show like continue to stay super high, but this has to be my favorite episode so far. Just that mind-blowing little twist that they had there. I thought the action was super cool too, with Yennefer going on with that beast, but also and then his big fight sequence there
in the actual courtroom
and like you said, the horror elements, they kind of had a little bit of a horror element with Yennefer
and the assassin with his monster.
I do feel like it got a little bit repetitive on that particular one where it's just kind of like, oh, we're here, he's just here, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, it's a chase sequence.
Yeah, I get it's a chase sequence. That's a very small little critique, but I mean, overall, man, I'm so digging this series. Like, it's like,
and again, I think the weak spot for me is Yennefer's story, but not so much on that, but more on like, I really want to know more about the mage culture.
Yeah.
And like what exactly is her role with the kingdom, because it made it sound like she was really done, like she was bored. She wasn't doing what she thought she would be doing.
Right.
Being like the mage to a powerful person. Yeah. And was really just done with it.
So you just said, like, 'cause I didn't pay attention, I guess. When she was in the carriage, was she talking?
Yeah. Because I've been doing this for 3 decades, I think, is what she says.
Okay.
And all I've been doing is like babysit. She kind of like brushes it off as saying, "I'm not doing what I wish I had been doing."
So that's what I was confused. So she's been being a mage for kings for 3 decades.
That's what she's been in that court. Like, you know, she dances with the guy in the previous episode. That's right. And it's the guy that she's not supposed to be. Like, that's the whole deal, right? She was supposed to go to the other people, which Where in this episode we found out, I'm going to
Okay,
mess
yeah,
up the
yeah,
names.
yeah.
We're terrible with these names. The people who are attacking.
Right.
Right. Those people who are attacking are the people that the queen in this episode insults. Right. She just says, "Oh, you're terrible. You're you're not worth my time."
Right.
All of that kind of stuff.
I thought that's where it went, but
Yeah.
it's so hard to remember everybody's names and
Right.
stuff. So
And that's the thing. It takes, with any good fantasy series, you have like a bunch of these details that you have to rewatch for me
Right.
to really pick up on all of them.
yeah, I mean, honestly, this show has made me want to learn to read just so I can read these books.
I got you.
But yeah, so I don't know if there's anything else that we need to really go into.
Series story. So
Oh,
we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah.
Series story. So she's in this magical woods, and
Right.
again, I'm like
Steve Jobs is there.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Magical woods.
Yeah.
And then you have like these particular types of people who seem to be a tribe of sort of like
Elves, I guess?
I don't think they're elves. I
Are
think
they
they're people who
woodland
sort of like just wander into the woods and
Okay.
they drink that liquid, and then they sort of
Okay.
become part of this group. Is what it
See, I
seemed
thought-
like to me.
I thought that
And
they
I
were
could
elves
be
because I
wrong.
remember with the other the first guy who brought her there.
Yeah, he
I
is
thought-
an elf.
Okay,
Right.
so you don't know if the other people are
That's
elves.
the people in the woods. I don't think they're elves, and I could be
Okay.
wrong, and you could correct us on that. But from what I was reading of it, from what I was like taking from the episode,
Okay.
it seemed like they were like
Just
the
a
woods
tribe of
called them in some way,
Okay.
and they just sort of got absorbed into the sort of tribe of the woods.
Right, and you pointed this out to me, and I had noticed that the symbol was changing on all the episodes, but I
Right.
didn't realize that it was pertaining to something that would be big that would happen in the episode.
Yeah.
And this one was the tree.
Yeah.
And then you see that at the very end of this episode.
Yeah, she has that vision where she drinks straight from the tree, and that's
Right.
kind of cool. That I like that kind of magical, prophetic things that
Yeah.
you can throw in there. And I still don't know what the tree represents, because it looks very similar to the tree that the mage in the first episode has in his illusion at the center of his tower.
Yeah, that's interesting. And then actually, I mean, we were about to jump around because we were skipping like some of the biggest elements. At the very end of the banquet, where he takes, when
The
Geralt,
marriage actually happens after he defends the cursed knight.
right, and I think so he takes the
Law of surprise.
law of surprise, and then instantly she's throwing up that she's pregnant, and they say there's going to be a connection to the child. The name of it, we were just kind of going into it. It's called Bastards. Now, I don't want to
banquets, bastards.
yeah.
So we were trying to figure out what the bastard meant there.
Right, and I feel like it's going to be somehow that technically that's his child, because she has the same eyes as him. At the very end of this, it's like she's not being responsive to drinking that stuff.
Yeah, she's resistant to magic in some
right,
way.
and obviously her mother had some kind of weird magic, so it's like
right, and that's why it's all over the place trying to really figure out.
And
the
I'm
nature
wondering,
of
and
that.
I don't want to completely get spoiled, if it has something to do with, and that's what I was thinking from the very first episode, that he was talking about some mutated girls that will bring about some calamity or whatever, like the end of the world, and I'm wondering if it's going to have something to do with, I don't know, how they mix together or something.
Lilith or
Yeah.
something character that's supposed to be the queen of this sort of apocalypse.
Right. And I'm wondering if that's going to have something to do with something.
I mean,
I don't know.
there's a lot. We're getting into speculation
yeah.
now, but it's like I said, we are not familiar with the book, so we don't know where this is going or how it's going to end.
Right.
But we're both digging it a whole lot,
dude. I am.
And so let us know what you think about this episode.
Yeah.
In the comments below, are you a fan?
Yeah. Are you a fan?
Some of the things we're sure about. Can you give us clarity without spoiling things?
Yeah, for sure. And just let us know what is your opinion on this adaptation? Does it seem like it's staying true to the nature of the books?
Book adaptations are notoriously finicky,
right?
And really hard to do, and so I try to treat them sort of separate.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're a fan of the books and you think they're doing it right, or if there's some things that you're just being outraged about, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate everybody here. Like and subscribe, do the stuff. Bye.
See you.